Friends, hello, welcome back. All right, big question. Before we actually start this video, I know you guys seen the title, so you know what we're talking about here. This is a really an interesting question to me because I think you get a lot of different answers. If you had the chance, hypothetically speaking, I'm a little bit past my prime, 25 now, a little past the prime. I don't know if an NHL team would want me. Probably not. Maybe they need a water boy. But if you had the chance right now, you as an NHL player, let's say you're Connor McDavid. Let's say you're anybody making 5 mil plus, let's say 6 mil plus, 5 mil, 6 mil plus a year. Would you play for your hometown team, the team you idolized growing up, on a discounted contract? Say you was going to get 5, you could have chased the money, got 6 million here, but you go play for your favorite team for 4 million or 4.5. Would you do that? For me, personally, it's a slam dunk yes. Other people are like, you chase the money. It's like, me, everybody's different, but I'm sitting here thinking, I can live off 4.5 million a year just as well as 6 million. Not that 4 years, you're talking 15, 20 million. That's plenty of money for me. I don't know about you guys, but if my boss was like, hey, Quinn, I'm just going to hit you up with 4 million this year, I'd be like, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I can work with that. I'm probably going to retire after this year, but I can work with that. And to get a chance to play for that team you watch I would do it. I would do it. I might do it for 3 million. I might do it for half price. I wouldn't want to get under, say, like 2 million. Even then, if you're guaranteed to be, see, that's the problem with those contracts. You're not guaranteed to be there. It depends how much money you made your first 5-6 years. But if I had a chance after 6 years to leave, and I, have a decent amount of money saved up, like I'm good to retire, I'm like, let's go. Let's go to our favorite team. Nonetheless, that is today's video. We are moving the top 10 players in the NHL. Now, mind you, there's a couple of things that factor in here. First of all, we took the top 10 list out of the Locked On NHL podcast. Shout out to those guys from the beginning of the year where they threw out their top 50 players. So we just went down their list from 1 through 10 or whatever. First of all, if these guys are from Sweden or Czech or they're German, whatever, they don't really have hometown NHL favorite teams. So we kind of skipped over a lot of those guys unless there was exceptions to the rule where guys expressed who they loved playing for when they was a kid. Then we threw them on the list. But nonetheless, starting with Connor McDavid, we all know where Connor McDavid said he'd like to play. Strapping him up in Toronto. McDavid to the Toronto Maple Leafs. The team is looking pretty sick. Matthews, McDavid, Marner, Riley, Tavares. But you know what? You may just want to hold that thought for a little bit here before we talk about how sick the Toronto Maple Leafs are. Going to the second ranked player, we go to Nathan Nasty Nate McKinnon. The Nova Scotian born McKinnon made it known about 7-8 years old. He said, yeah, I would like to take my talents to the Montreal Canadiens. Hometown favorite team. Growing up, Nasty Nate going to Montreal. This team just got an absolute stud of a player. Best player on the team by a landslide. Nathan McKinnon going to the Montreal Canadiens. Now we go back to the Toronto Maple Leafs. You guys know where we're going with this one here. The meme of the league, if you will, when it comes to team players going to play for their hometown. Auston Matthews, his hometown, his Arizona Coyote jammies. Heading over to the Arizona Coyotes. You gain McDavid, you lost Matthews, Toronto. You win some, you lose some, they say around here. Going down to Sid the Kid Crosby. Again, another man grew up a Montreal Canadiens fan. They're gaining Nasty Nate. They're gaining Sidney Crosby. Two of the best centers to ever do it. And they're going to be on the same team in Montreal. It's going to be a filthy team in Montreal. Goal scoring is no longer going to be an issue over there if I had to guess. Heading over to number 5 on this list. Now we're down to about 8 or 9, mind you, on the list because of some of the, like the Victor Hedmans and the Artemi Panarins of the world that didn't have a favorite team growing up. So we're down a little bit, but we're down to Cale Makar. Now, Cale Makar was born in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. So the Calgary Flames are going to gain themselves one heck of a defenseman in Cale Makar. Again, best player now on the Calgary Flames moving forward. We're going to go over to the Vegas Golden Knights. The Vegas Golden Knights have arguably the best defensive forward in all of the NHL, Mark Stone. Mark Stone, who just so happened to be born in Winnipeg, is going to the Jets. They're going to pick up a defensive monster for that offensive unit. Mark Stone, welcome to the Winnipeg Jets. Coming down to number 7 on the list, we have Brad Marchand. Brad Marchand, again, a Halifax man. Much like, I want to say Sid, is that right? Halifax? I think we're botching that. You guys are going to laugh at it for that one. Nonetheless, Brad Marchand, Halifax, we're considering that Montreal Canadiens territory. Brad Marchand, welcome to the Montreal Canadiens. You, Crosby, and now Nathan MacKinnon. You talk about a team. Montreal is the team to beat right now in the NHL. Here we go. Number 8 on the list. We're going to Ovechkin. Go ahead. Gotta take one guess where Alex Ovechkin would like to play, his team he grew up cheering for. I'm guessing if you didn't know the answer already, you probably was not guessing the San Jose Sharks. The San Jose Sharks, a team Ovechkin loved growing up. Loved watching Owen Nolan. Ovi going to the San Jose Sharks. And I'm going to tell you what, I think the San Jose Sharks are going to have zero complaints. They're all about Ovechkin coming on over. Going back to the Toronto Maple Leafs. It's all right, Toronto. You can breathe a sigh of relief here. You got Mitch Marner. He wants to be a Maple Leaf. He grew up in them Maple Leaf jammies. He's going to stay on Toronto. Going down to number 10 on the list, we have Vegas's latest addition, Jack Eichel. Chelmsford? Somebody in Massachusetts, please tell me how to properly say that. North Chelmsford. Crazy thing about this man, supposedly he grew up, it's rumored, he grew up not only a Boston Bruins fan, but a Montreal Canadiens fan. So this guy could have dang well went over to Montreal, as if it wasn't going to stack Boston. If now it's going to be the Boston-Montreal shows. That is 10 players. And they're going down to their hometown teams or their childhood favorite teams. We're going to go to sim of a season. We're going to see how the league looks. We're going to use the Canadiens because I think they got the biggest upgrade here. Now, look at this team now. Marchand, Crosby, Suzuki on that first line. McKinnon, Hoffman, Gallagher. They are going to be nasty. Will they be able to compete in this division? It's still a tough division. You still have Toronto. You got Boston that just picked up. Well, they lost Marchand. So Boston, you can almost argue, broke even. Tampa didn't lose anybody. They're still going to be really good. Florida didn't lose anybody. They're still going to be really good. It's going to be a tough division. Montreal starting out on absolute fire, though. 5-1. Again, you kind of expected. You gain 3 franchise players like that. You best believe this team's going to go out there and compete, right? And compete they did. Montreal going to wrap this season probably about 2nd place in the Atlantic by the looks of things here. 45 points. It was a pretty tough division. Let's go and take a look at the standings here real quickly, though. See how teams across the league panned out. Crosby, nice 1 point. Actually, I want to see how Crosby, 97 points. I want to see how these guys did with just these players. 97 out of Crosby, 91 from Marchand. What? Okay. All right. That is the exact reaction I think deserved of seeing that. That was the deserved reaction. It really was. 65 points out of Nasty Nate. I don't even know how that's possible. That's it? I don't believe it. That was an unlucky sim for Nathan MacKinnon, to say the very least. Who else had some players? Toronto gained McDavid, but they lost Matthews. And again, crazy league. I don't know what's going on, but McDavid was under a point per game. Marner was the best player on the team. Who predicted that one? I'm going to have to say not me. Let's take a look at these standings, though. Tampa first, Boston second. Still, again, we thought they kind of broke even. Panthers fourth. Maple Leafs barely made playoffs. Buffalo Red Wings, Detroit. Yeah, that made sense. Senators. Didn't gain anybody, didn't change anywhere in the standings. You had Minnesota, Arizona. Arizona made playoffs, 41-33. Auston Matthews got the Arizona Coyotes to the playoffs. The Jets gained Mark Stone, wasn't enough. Colorado, this was a weird year. They did lose Nathan MacKinnon. Okay, never mind. That's all I needed to say. Never mind. It ain't as weird as I thought. They lost Nathan MacKinnon. The Metro, Rangers, Capitals, Islanders. Capitals lost Ovechkin, still 101 points on the season. Not too shabby there. Penguins struggled without Crosby. Pacific, yeah, the Vegas Golden Knights, again, lost Mark Stone. Gone. Not too bad. Edmonton, losing McDavid, somehow managed to still have 95 points. Vancouver gained nothing. Kraken, okay, now we're just getting crazy. The Calgary, gaining players, still struggling. San Jose gained Ovechkin, still bottom of the league. Obi couldn't get him there. I want to see what Matthews did real quickly for the Arizona Coyotes, because the fact that this team made playoffs with just Auston Matthews, the guy had to absolutely rake. 87 points, 43 goals. Not bad. Kessler had a really good season himself. Let's jump into these playoffs, though. I still think... I mean, you still want to have a little bit of depth. I still got some faith in these Canadiens, though. Boston in the first round. Marchand going up against his former team, and they're going to get bounced in the first round. All right, Montreal. So, yeah, it wasn't your year, clearly. All right, sweet. Somebody's walking away with the Stanley Cup. It's not going to be Montreal, not after gaining 3 franchise players, apparently. Hey, they made the cup without them. You gain them, look what happens. It really is a hot-hand game. Florida's going to win it. Florida's going to win it, and they got lucky they didn't lose Barkov, because Barkov was in that top 10 list. But because, he was not from the States or North America, he didn't really have a team on there that he's a fan of. Let's look at this, though. Vancouver, Florida, Chicago, Tampa. Yeah, so we really, even with these players being moved around, we didn't see a big shakeup in the playoffs. If anything, there was shockers. Toronto gone in the first round. Montreal gone in the first round. Nonetheless, that is going to wrap things up for this video. If you guys want to see another video like this one, as always, feel free to comment down below. Always love hearing your guys' suggestions. As for this video, though, guys, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next time.